when you're wanting what the moment never wrote. Mind racing to the future with a backpack full of goals. Heart hungry for a rerun of a life that never lived. Bargaining with Maya for something she will never give.
Yeah, we chase a different feeling just to hide from death's door. But the more we paint horizons, the more we forget what life is for. Life isn't about what fix it, judge it and figure out.
But myth is what draws one woman's tears and an angry man shout. The day is full of fire, but the night is where it lands. Fate don't need permission when it's stomping on your friends.
All I want is turns to weight you can't keep carrying for long. When a dream becomes a burden, a lost and judging what is wrong.
Surrender all the grabbing for a life that is not here. To hear the quiet wisdom whispering just beneath the fear. Stop demanding better and reheating that old pain. To find the simple miracle beyond Abel versus Cain.
Yeah, the climb is in our blood. We can rise to be the best, so the fall can be the teacher when the host becomes the guest. The moment we stop fighting for the world to change its face is the moment we step out the trap and fall up into grace.
The day is full of fire, but the night is where it lands. And fate don't need permission when it's stomping on your plans.
All that want turns to weight you can't keep carrying for long. When a dream becomes a burden, a lost man judging what is wrong.
Fall up into grace. Fall up into grace. Fall up into grace. Fall up into grace. Suffering hits when you're wanting what the moment never wrote. Mind racing to the future with a backpack full of ghosts. Heart hungry for a rerun of a life it never lived. Bargaining with Maya for something she will never give.
Yeah, we chase a different feeling just to hide from death's door. But the more we paint horizons, the more we forget what life is for. Life isn't about one fix it, judge it, and figure out. That myth is what draws a woman's tears and an angry man's shout.
just beneath fear. Stop demanding better and reheating that old pain to find the simple miracle beyond Abel versus Cain. Yeah, the climb is in our blood. We can rise to be the best, so the fall can be the teacher when the heart becomes the guest. Oh yeah. The moment we stop fighting for the world to change its face is the moment we step out the trap and fall up into grace.
Suffering hits when you're wanting what the moment never wrote. Mind racing to the future with a backpack full of ghosts. Heart hungry for a rerun of a life it never lived. Bargaining with Maya for something she will never give.
Yeah, we chase a different feeling just to hide from death's door. But the more we paint horizons, the more we forget what life is for. Life isn't about what fix it, judge it and figure out. That myth is what draws one woman's tears and an angry man's shout. The day is full of fire, but the night is where it lands. And fate don't need permission when it's stomping on your plans. All that wanted turns to weight you can't keep carrying for long. When a dream becomes a burden, a life spent judging what is wrong.
Surrender all the grabbing for a life that is not here. To hear the quiet wisdom whispering just beneath the fear. Stop demanding better and reheating that old pain to find the simple miracle beyond Abel versus Cain.
Yeah, the climb is in our blood. We can rise to be the best, so the fall can be the teacher when the host becomes the guest. The moment we stop fighting for the world to change its face is the moment we step out the trap and fall up into grace. Fall up into grace. Fall up into grace. Fall up into grace.
Suffering hits when you're wanting what the moment never owed. Mind racing to the future with a backpack full of ghosts. Heart hungry for a rerun of a life it never lived. Bargaining with Maya for something she will never give. Yeah, we chase a different feeling just to hide from death's door. But the more we paint horizons, the more we forget what life is for. Life isn't about what, fix it, judge it, and figure out that myth is what draws one woman's tears and an angry man's shout. The day is full of fire, but the night is where it lands. And fate don't need permission when it's stomping on your plans. All that wanting turns to weight you can't keep carrying for long. When a dream becomes a burden, life's been judging what is wrong. Surrender all the grabbing for a life that is not here, to hear the quiet wisdom whispering just beneath the fear. Stop demanding better and reheating that old pain, to find the simple miracle beyond Abel versus Cain. Yeah, the climb is in our blood, we can rise to be the best. So the fall can be the teacher when the host becomes the guest. The moment we stop fighting for the world to change its face is the moment we step out the trap and fall up into grace. Suffering hits when you're wanting what the moment never owed. Mind racing to the future with a backpack full of ghosts.
Heart hungry for a rerun of a life it never lived. Bargaining with Maya for something she will never give.
Yeah, we chase a different feeling just to hide from death's door. But the more we paint horizons, the more we forget what life is for. Life isn't about what, fix it, judge it and figure out. That myth is what draws one woman's tears and an angry man's shout.
The day is full of fire, but the night is where it lands. And fate don't need permission when it's stomping on your plans.
All that wanted turns to weight you can't keep carrying for long. When a dream becomes a burden, a life spent judging what is wrong. Surrender all the grabbing for a life that is not here, to hear the quiet wisdom whispering just beneath the fear.
Stop demanding better and reheating that old pain, to find the simple miracle beyond Abel versus Cain.
Yeah, the climb is in our blood, we can rise to be the best.
so the fall can be the teacher when the host becomes the guest.
The moment we stop fighting for the world to change its face is the moment we step out the trap and fall into grace.
Suffering hits when you're wanting what the moment never owed.
What the moment never owed.
Yeah, I mean, that's not just some philosophical fluff. It's a really clear statement that your pain, fundamentally, comes from a misplaced expectation.
And what's so key here in the interpretation is that it isn't blaming the suffering on, say, not having the money or not getting the love you want. It pinpoints the source as the demand itself.
Exactly. Suffering isn't the disappointment. It's the habit of believing that reality has some kind of obligation to give you what you want. That creates this constant tension between what is and what you think should be.
And if you can just accept the moment owes you nothing,
then wanting something is just.
Yeah.
It's a preference. It's not a condition for your well-being. But of course, we don't do that. We fail to accept it, and that failure launches us straight into self-sabotage. So Maya here is this deep philosophical idea of a cosmic illusion. Is the veil of the material world, the ego, the identity we build. And Maya is always promising fulfillment. It's saying, if you just get this one thing, you'll finally be happy.
So we're constantly trying to make a deal with this illusion.
We're thinking, if I just get that promotion, or if I could just fix my partner, then Maya will finally give me real peace. But the whole insight is that the negotiation is pointless. The illusion can't deliver lasting peace.
So it's not just running from pain. We're in this constant, intense negotiation with a fantasy. And the analysis says the reason for all of this frantic mental activity is an attempt to hide from death's door.
And this is where it gets really, really deep. The escapism is rooted in two things happening at once. One, the fear of not existing, of death. And two, this nagging suspicion that the identity we've built, the one based on all our desires, is basically fake.
We're afraid that if we stop moving, the whole house of cards will just collapse.
Precisely. And to handle that existential terror, we just throw all our energy into managing our feelings. We just focus on trying to change our emotions to ones we like better, thinking if we can just keep the happy dial turned up, we can avoid looking into that void.
Which sounds absolutely exhausting. And Section 2 suggests this constant chasing and judging, it comes at a huge cost. We're so busy planning a better future that we miss the present.
Yeah, the poem says it directly. But the more we paint horizons, the more we forget what life is for.
We're pulled right out of the simple experience of living.
And this whole effort is driven by what the interpretation calls a deep cultural myth.
What's the central myth that the poem is trying to challenge here?
The myth is that life is all about these three commands. Fix it, judge it, and figure out.
Fix it, judge it, figure out.
Yeah, it's a framework that forces you to assume that reality is broken, and that it's your job to correct it, to judge how it falls short, and then to find the perfect intellectual solution.
Okay, but hold on a second. That seems, isn't that necessary to some extent? Don't we have to fix and judge things to improve ourselves or our world? How do you ever grow if you don't judge something as wrong?
That is a great challenge. And the insight here is subtle. It's not about the observation or the action. It's the demand that comes with the judgment. The myth forces us into a state of conflict with reality, not engagement with it. Yeah. And you see this play out in our relationships all the time. The poem has that line, that myth is what draws one woman's tears and an angry man's shout.
Ah, okay. Tell us more about that.
Well, the anger, the frustration, the tears, they all come from the assumption that the other person or the situation needs to be judged and fixed to fit my plan. The fixation on the fixing, not the acceptance of what's happening, that's what creates the shout and the tears.
That perfectly describes that feeling of being trapped by your own expectations. The desire becomes this relentless, heavy demand. The poem calls it when a dream becomes a burden, a life spent judging what is wrong.
And that is so critical for anyone listening to really let that sink in. When a dream becomes a burden and life just can't deliver it, The result is what the text calls being trapped in compare and despair.
Compare and despair.
You're judging your reality against this perfect dream. You find it's not good enough, and then you just despair over the gap. You're literally manufacturing your own suffering by judging.
So we're locked in this external conflict. But then the poetry takes us deeper into the tension inside ourselves. And that brings us to section 3 and this really rich, ancient analogy for internal conflict.
This is a really profound connection they make. The poem tells us to find the simple miracle beyond Abel versus Cain. Now, we usually think of them as, external figures from the Bible.
The first murderer and victim.
Right. But here, they're used to represent two primal, opposing psychological states that are operating inside every single one of us.
So who are Cain and Abel when they're living inside our heads?
Cain, in this model, is the free child. This is the part of you that wants autonomy, that hates obligations, that just wants not to be burdened. It's that raw drive for freedom.
And Abel then must be the conformist, the one who tries to do everything right to get approval.
Precisely. Abel is the adaptive child. This part of our psychology is desperate to follow the rules, to meet expectations, to win favor and stay safe. It will trade freedom for a sense of belonging.
So our biggest challenge isn't really navigating the outside world, it's navigating these two forces inside us, the drive for pure freedom versus the drive for acceptance.
Yes. Think about a big career decision. Cain, the free child, might just impulsively quit a high-paying but stressful job because he just hates the burden. He wants out now.
Right.
But Abel, the adaptive child, he might take on 3 extra projects and work insane hours just hoping his boss will finally say good job and give him that feeling of safety.
And the thing is, they're both just trying to find peace.
Exactly. But through totally opposite and often self-defeating strategies, it's like a constant civil war inside you. And as long as you identify fully with just one of them, the war never ends.
Wow. Okay, that leads us perfectly into section 4, because the poetry does acknowledge that this drive to achieve, it's natural, it's not inherently a bad thing.
No, we're built to strive. The line is, the climb is in our blood, we can rise to be the best. And the interpretation confirms this is just in our DNA. We are wired to try to get more resources, to achieve, to survive. You can't just switch off ambition.
But, as we all know, trying to be the best all the time, well, it doesn't always work out.
It doesn't. And this is the critical perspective shift in the poem. That drive will inevitably lead to failure, what it calls the fall. The key insight is that you have to see this failure not as a disaster, but as the teacher.
The fall isn't a punishment, it's the curriculum.
It's the curriculum, exactly. And the lesson it teaches is a total transformation of your identity. You move from what the poem calls a lofty, controlling position, which it calls the host, to a state of being more vulnerable, which it identifies as the guest.
Okay, let's unpack that distinction. The host versus the guest. What does that mean psychologically?
Well, think about it. The host is in charge. The host controls the environment, sets the rules, manages everything. When we're the host of our own lives, we are demanding that reality conforms to our plan. Failure shatters that illusion.
Okay, I see.
But the guest has to surrender. They accept the room, the food, the schedule as it's offered. They are vulnerable, yes, but they're also free from the burden of controlling the outcome. The fall forces you out of that need for control and into that state of vulnerability. It forces you to become the guest.
Moving from the demanding host to the receptive guest. That sounds like the path toward the end goal. It sounds like grace.
And that brings us to the final section, the moment we can step out of the trap.
Right. We've set up the problem. Suffering is caused by our demands. Our psychological tools just make the fight worse. So if fighting harder isn't the answer, what is?
The answer is to stop fighting. The climax of the poem is this dramatic cessation of all effort.
The moment we stop fighting for the world to change its face is the moment we step out the trap and fall up into grace.
Did you catch that? Fall up.
Fall up. Yeah, it's a paradox.
It's beautiful. It tells you that grace isn't achieved by climbing higher or controlling more. It's achieved through release, through surrender, through a fall into acceptance. We only find it when we stop demanding things be different.
The fighting itself is the trap.
The fighting is the trap. When you stop, the trap dissolves and you fall up into the flow of reality.
That is just such a complete and powerful arc. It all starts with us demanding that life give us what we want, and when it doesn't, we go into these mental acrobatics, bargaining with illusions, dragging around ghosts.
And we spend all our energy trying to fix and judge and figure out a reality that isn't actually broken. We discover that the real burden isn't the world outside, It's our own internal judgment, our demand for change. That's the weight we carry.
The weight is the fight against vulnerability, against the simple, brutal fact that the moment owes us nothing.
And when you can stop being the demanding host and just be the receptive guest, the trap is gone.
Which brings us to the final thought we want to leave you all with. It builds on that internal battle between Abel and Cain.
Right. We know Cain is the free child, unburdened, and Abel is the adaptive child, the rule follower. Both are just looking for peace, but in opposite ways.
So we want to encourage you to look at your own daily decisions. Just for this week, watch yourself and ask, which one is in the driver's seat right now?
Is it the part of you seeking impulsive freedom from everything, or the part that's seeking perfect conformity and acceptance?
And maybe the more important question is that identity, whichever one is dominant, is it actually serving you? Is it helping you find the vulnerability you need to fall up into grace?
Something potent to